This is a question from Agripass Notebook 3336. And there's two parts to this question. First, do I see us using coinage again with like a fractional portion of silver in it? A percentage of silver in coinage or gold. So some precious metals in the coinage. Second, do I see us going back to some sort of currency that's backed by gold or silver in a vault, or partially backed? And, the answer is I really don't know on all of this. I think if the public learns enough about what's going on, there's a possibility that we could actually return to gold or gold and silver, a bimetallic standard. But see, gold standards suck. It's gold that is good. A gold standard where somebody's going to hold it in a vault and issue these receipts that are claim checks on that gold and tell you that it's fully redeemable. We've got all the gold we say we do. We're just going to print this. First of all, it's a national currency. It gives them control over that currency crossing borders and stuff. If you just use gold, if we just used ounces of silver and ounces of gold and fractional ounces, 10th ounces, grams of gold, whatever, then it's the same currency all over the planet. No country can steal our wealth by printing more of it. Once they do a gold standard, they can control the inflows and outflows of capital across borders. They can confiscate the wealth of the middle class, especially if they get involved in a war. They can just light up the printing presses, and they'll tell you that this is redeemable, and then they'll stop redemption rights, just like they did at the outbreak of World War I. And they light up the printing presses and they dilute your purchasing power, basically stealing your wealth and transferring that to the government and the military and the banking sector. So, it would be great if we could go back on gold. We wouldn't have these bubbles. We would have slower but continuous growth. Our prosperity would be far greater. You wouldn't have the banking sector and these world central banks leeches, these leeches sucking the blood out of the economy. So therefore, our ultimate prosperity would be at a far higher level than it is today, had we not had all of this. But do I think we're going to go back on that? No. They're going to try some sort of scam like SDRs, or they're going to try some new currency that gets, even if you have constraint on the currency put on there by precious metals, where they can print some excess currency like they did between the wars. They had the gold exchange standard, and then we had the Bretton Woods standard after 1944. And these put a little bit of constraint, but they were still able to ramp up the currency supply and create debt-based currency also, which is what we have today, in conjunction with gold. And what you see is when you have national currencies and gold standards, it gives governments the ability to cheat gold and then cheat it a little bit more and then cheat it a little bit more until the whole thing falls apart. And it's their fault for doing all of this cheating that the whole thing falls apart. And it ends up causing great strife to the masses. So I really hope that we don't have a gold standard. I would love it if we went back on just gold and silver. And there's no reason that you can't take gold or silver and put it into a vault and then take every gram or every nanogram or whatever it takes to have enough currency units for the planet. People say there's not enough gold. Baloney! There's plenty of gold. They could give every atom a serial number, and in that case 1 ounce would be enough currency for the entire planet. And then you circulate those on a credit card, and you just transfer ownership. You go to the store, you buy something, you swipe your credit card, transfer of ownership of those serial numbers goes from you to the store. So it would be that simple to go back on gold. We can use it in a digital society. Safeguards and checks and balances to make sure they have the gold they say they do, that's very important. Why can't we audit the Fed? Well, that's another story. I'll get to that one next time. But the Fed, the Treasury, they probably don't have the gold they say they do. Why can't we audit them? That's a question I'll answer in a separate video.